Hey guys, it's Rachel from Created by Monsters. I'm doing the Would You Rather Part 2. I will leave all the questions down below with Ricky Starr's responses as well, because I'm going off of hers. So yeah, we'll get to it. First question is, would you rather always carry a BJD with you wherever you went, or never take them anywhere? I already take them everywhere for the most part, so whenever I go somewhere I always bring a doll with me, and I usually take pictures of them in certain places, so I'm going to say take them everywhere, and I usually take a smaller doll with me, like a USD, like one of my little fees I'll bring with. I should post some of the pictures sometime. But I've taken them to Washington DC, I've taken them to doll meets, I've taken them to Chicago, I've taken them to multiple places in Chicago actually. I've taken them to Texas. I'll be taking one up to Minnesota. But yeah, so I take them pretty much wherever we travel. I always bring them with. It's more or less just for the entertainment of it, to take a picture of like the landmarks with them instead of myself in them, because I'm not that photogenic, as you can tell. But yeah, so I'd rather take one with me wherever I go. Would you rather have dolls in fantasy colors or pure white skin dolls? If you count having tan skin dolls as fantasy, then I probably would say fantasy. Because I consider anything that you had to pay extra for, like for different color skins, a fantasy color. Because you can get pretty dark with some of the colors, and then I know like Resin Soul does a bunch of different colors, like real fantasy colors. Like I have Assume, who's mint body. I've got a pink body, but they're horses. So if I could say, if tan skin or any kind of brown skin is considered fantasy, I would say fantasy skins. If not, then I would say all white skin, so I can blush them how I want, and have them a little bit darker, because I like darker skin tones, rather than just like white. So I don't know, probably fantasy. I think fantasy colors. That's just me. Would you rather have a doll with hands for feet or feet for hands? I'm gonna say hands for feet. So their feet would be like hands. They'd look like little monkeys. Only because I could probably hide their feet. Their hand feet. Rather than having feet on their hands. Those are harder to hide. Would you rather deal with a doll strung too loose or too tight for the rest of your life? This is really hard because, like, if they're too loose, they can't stand. They can just kind of sit. I've seen dolls that worked okay loose, but I mostly have Fairyland dolls, and them being loose is extremely hard to stand them in. I'm gonna say too tight, because I had my Assume Crom too tight when I first got him, and he has a little bit of chipping, and I'm not bothered by it, as long as that's all that he chipped, because it's just a little bit around his wrists, and I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna say too tight. Would you rather make a diorama or do a face-up? I'm going to say diorama. I'm too scared to do any face-ups. I will not touch my dolls with paint or whatever you want to use on them. I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm very, 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 very picky about their face-ups. So if I find somebody that I like, I usually stick with them. I have a couple of different face-up artists that I really enjoy doing work with. So most of mine are done by one person. Same with the body blushing is all done by one person. I'm very, very particular about who does what and how it's done, because they have to be sealed properly, because I've had dolls where they weren't sealed properly and they just got ruined. So no face up / body blushing for me. I do have my dollhouse, so I guess it's kind of a diorama, or it is. It's a very large one that I've been working on. So I'll say that that's probably where I'll stay, is the dioramas. Would you rather dye a doll or heavily mod a face? Heavily mod a face. I've seen too many dyed dolls that look awful and sad, and I don't know. No dyeing anything, because it's just no. Because if I did like a sleeping plate and then modded that and then like did ears or whatever, that like, then I'm okay. It's pretty heavy for me. Would you rather buy shoes or wigs? If I didn't have problems finding shoes, I probably would say shoes, but otherwise it's easier for me to find things that fit that are wigs. So I will say wigs, unless that's not an issue, I'll say shoes. Because finding shoes for my dolls is retarded. Like, it's awful. I have a lot of minifigs, and I can never find shoes that fit them. They're way too big, a little bit small, which, I mean, I can work with if they're a little bit big. The ones that I found for my minifigs that were too big actually fit these guys. So it worked out for some of my shoes. So I'm like, okay, no problem, that's fine. These are now for my big girls. Would you rather sell all your dolls and start over, or keep the ones you have but give them new names, styles, and characters? I'm gonna say keep the ones I have. All of my dolls I have for a reason. Otherwise I'd have other dolls. So I'm gonna say keep these ones. Like, there's a handful of dolls that I like that if I could get a hold of them, I'd rather have them. But I'm very attached to the ones I have, so I'm gonna say just new stories for them, and new names, whatever. Because I really, really like the ones I have, and I have a really hard time giving them up, or even letting anyone like near them, because I'm so afraid that people are gonna take them or ruin them the way they are. And yeah, that is the end of part 2. I will do part 3, 4, and 5. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to hear you guys' responses as well. So thank you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!